I'd like to take an opportunity just to talk to you about the heart of the south side area, particularly about the hub, but I'll try and touch on the net system because it perhaps wasn't covered in as much data as I expected earlier on in proceedings. But quickly, just a few facts about Nottingham Station itself, because it's currently a pretty busy station. It's around 6 million passengers a year, and it's anticipated that in the next up to 2030 there'll be a 30% growth in its usage, and at the moment there are around 300 trains a day. It's actually the largest revenue earner for East Midlands Trains, so it's an important railway station on the East Midlands Trains network. Around 10% of the current passengers at the station use Netline 1, but this will increase significantly with the introduction of Netlines 2 and 3. And for those that don't know, Netlines 2 and 3 is currently going through the procurement stage. We're really confident that it will survive the current significant difficulties in funding, and on that basis we expect it to be introduced by 2014. And that will establish a real tram network for Nottingham, centred on the south side area and on the hub, with 2 new lines going to the west and to the south of the city. But for the moment, you know, we realise, and we have realised, that the station, although a pretty big station, isn't the best in terms of the facilities it provides passengers. It has a relatively low level of customer satisfaction compared to other comparable railway stations, and to some extent is peripheral to the centre of the city. So the hub proposals are for a £70 million redevelopment of Nottingham Railway Station. It's funded by a number of bodies: Network Rail, Nottingham City Council, East Midlands Development Agency and East Midlands Trains. And again, under the current economic climate, it's a challenge to put this funding package together, but we remain confident that we will be able to do it in the near future. It'll create a world-class public transport interchange at the heart of Nottingham. As I touched on, it's fully integrated with NET, and it'll complement the line speed improvements on the Middle and Main Line, both in terms of the re-signalling in the heart of the station, and also those line speed improvements to improve the journey time to London. And it will establish full connectivity with the city centre and obviously the new Southside Business Quarter. What are the hub proposals? There's a model over there for you to peruse at your leisure later. So I'm going to touch on some of the elements of the £70 million development. Probably the most striking element will be the restoration of the Grade 2 listed buildings, and in particular the existing porte cochere. So those of you who came up on the train, porte cochere is the bit at the front. Used to have the coach and horses in it years gone by. At the moment it's got the taxi rank in there and the drop-off points for short stay car parking. That will all go, and that porte cochere will become an integral part of the railway station. That will enhance the space available for improved passenger and operator facilities, including updated travel information centre, ticket offices, and more space for shops and cafes and other retail outlets, and leading to around 2,000 metres squared of new retail space. Tied to that and connected to that, and again, if you get the opportunity to look at the model, but on the south side of the station, along the Queen's Road frontage, will be the new tram stop for Net Phase 2. So the existing tram stop will move to the south side, will go over the railway station, move to the south side of the railway station. At that point, a new concourse will link the main frontage of the railway station with the Net tram facilities and also the multi-storey car park. And that concourse will provide safe and secure access from trams, trains, car parking, etc., and new space, new retail and passenger space.